Hi, I'm Cynthia Izaguirre in Dallas with a look at your headlines from North Texas. State officials are taking over yet another North Texas school district. This time, it's Lake Worth ISD. This is the second district in Tarrant County under scrutiny for multiple years after failing grades at one of its campuses. Kevin Reese explains.
It is very unusual, and it's unfortunate we find ourselves in this circumstance.
The Commissioner of Education tells WFAA that of Lake Worth ISD's 6 campuses, 5 are failing. One of them, Maryland Miller Language Academy, failing for more than a half decade, with only 22% of students in the entire district meeting grade level test scores.
Our schools are simply not good enough to meet our moral obligation to our kids in Lake Worth, and it's necessitated this intervention.
The intervention announced today means Lake Worth and Fort Worth ISDs are now in the same boat. State law requires a new superintendent be appointed, a conservator appointed as well, and a hearing date set for December 19th, where district leadership can plead its case. In his letter to the district, however, the Commissioner of Education described Lake Worth as demonstrating a chronic inability to support students to learn and achieve at high levels.
This is as much about adult expectations as it is anything else, and which is the reason why this kind of leadership change is both rare and unfortunately necessary in this circumstance.
Meanwhile, Fort Worth ISD, already in this same process, has appealed its proposed takeover. As for Lake Worth, the superintendent tells us, "We accept the TEA's decision and view this as an opportunity to accelerate our progress. Our focus remains clear, supporting teachers, improving instruction, and doing what's best for kids. We are committed to transparency, accountability, and partnership as we work side by side with TEA to ensure lasting improvements for our students."
What we want to see in Lake Worth is we want to see no more failing campuses, period.
In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
Takeovers are not just happening in Tarrant County. Many other districts across North Texas are at risk of seeing serious changes if the state decides to step in. Scoop Jefferson spoke with parents in another district that could face the same fate.
Mariah Rosales picked up her children from school Thursday afternoon, hours before Grand Prairie ISD announces its new consolidation plan. Mariah has kids at 2 different Grand Prairie schools.
I feel like it's not a good idea because the schools are going to be overly crowded now.
But the district says over the past 3 years, it's been dealing with declining enrollment. Now, as school board members share recommendations on what schools to keep open, consolidate, or close, they expect to hear from even more parents.
The parents obviously are the ones that interact with our schools every single day. Obviously their children are there as well, so their viewpoint and their opinions are valid.
You are here for our children.
We have lived under the weight of this possible closure.
This comes after an emotional Grapevine Colleyville ISD school board meeting, a district facing the same issues, along with districts all across North Texas. In Plano, the district is in the process of demolishing Carpenter Middle School as part of its consolidation plan. Davis Elementary School in Plano already demolished. And just like Grand Prairie, it's about balancing the budget.
Since 2019, we have lost over 3,600 children, and that represents about $22.6 million annually.
Grand Prairie ISD's consolidation plan hits Lori Espinoza differently.
Because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so going to different schools wouldn't really bother me too much, but I know that would be hard for other parents.
As school board members brace for an emotional meeting,
my only encouragement would be to offer grace and understanding.
Their final vote on the consolidation plan will happen in January. In Grand Prairie, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
It has been 1 month since SMU professor Charles Hush was last seen. Crews and canine teams are expanding their search over the next few days to find any sign of him along the Appalachian Trail. Luke Clary has more on their desperate search.
It's been 1 month since anyone has seen Charles Hush, a Dallas attorney who made his mark in the courtroom and here at the SMU Dedman School of Law, where he's been an adjunct professor for decades.
Hush disappeared while hiking the Appalachian Trail in Georgia.
Honestly, I haven't thought about the month marker today. I just focused on the mission.
His law partner, Kate Morris, has been in Union County for weeks, working with teams on a final push to find him before Christmas.
What makes this different?
I think what's different right now is that we are bringing in a lot of fresh boots on the ground. There is a level of fatigue with all of us who have been here searching that's real.
For the next 3 days on Blood Mountain, dozens of search and rescue professionals, canine teams, and volunteers are joining in. The operation led in part by Hush's daughters, who say they're leaning on his lifelong optimism.
In any other circumstance, he would get a huge kick out of getting to know the mountains in North Georgia.
This is a massive undertaking. I am so proud of her on behalf of her father. I think that if he were seeing her now, his heart would be bursting with pride.
And as search crews fan out across the mountain, the people closest to Hush say what's driving them now is family.
But we continue to be just so humbled and grateful for the outpouring of support, because that is what is keeping us going and helping us through this really difficult time.
And as part of this final push heading into the holidays, the family has raised more than $65,000 to support teams with meals, lodging, and equipment. In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
You may start to notice some changes around McKinney. Soon crews will break ground on a brand new resort at Stacy Road and Highway 121. These are the renderings of the Cannon Beach project. It'll feature a surf lagoon, a lazy river, a resort motel, and more. This project is expected to create 700 jobs and bring in more than $2 billion to the city over the next 20 years. Netflix House officially opened its doors at the Galleria Dallas. The 100,000 square foot space has immersive experiences, photo ops, screenings, and even a full Netflix themed restaurant. WFAA got a chance to speak to a Netflix exec on how they're bringing some of America's favorite shows to life.
We work with the production designers from those shows, costume designers, and in fact, we've even brought sets from the series into the experience.
Lombardo says millions of people have welcomed Netflix into their homes for years, and they figured now was the time to return the favor. Netflix House is free. You can buy tickets to go to the individual experiences for shows like Stranger Things and Squid Game, starting at $39. And those are your headlines from North Texas.